Brooklyn Beckham made another thinly veiled jibe at his family during a new video with renowned chef Michel Roux Jr. as the Beckham feud rumbles on. While budding chef Brooklyn, 26, regularly flaunts his cooking prowess online and is busy launching his own sauce brand, he has more than met his match in the world-famous chef. Brooklyn, who owns the hot sauce brand Cloud 23, flexed his culinary skills in front of the professional cook as he collaborated with Roux on a gammon dish using his hot sauce. The son of David and Victoria Beckham jetted to London from his Los Angeles home to film the video in the Wigmore restaurant kitchen at the Langham Hotel, after spending a limited amount of time in the UK this year. During a clip shared to his Instagram page, Brooklyn couldn't resist taking a swipe at his estranged family as he insisted the meal was the only thing he'd fly back for. Brooklyn and his family were last pictured together on Boxing Day last year, and he has seemingly not spent any time with them in the UK since then. He has only jetted back to his home country for work commitments since, including shooting a Moncler advert with his wife Nicola Peltz, 30. The shoot was described as a love letter to London, and the couple secretly flew into the UK without telling his parents or younger siblings, despite the location being only 2 miles from the family home in Holland Park, West London. Brooklyn again returned to film with Roux at the iconic hotel, but there is no sign that the tense relations between them have thawed. At the start of the video, Roux says, "We are always looking for new dishes here at the Wigmore, but based on great classics. So gammon, egg and chips is a great British classic." Brooklyn doesn't specify when he is referring to, but does wistfully say, "I used to have this every Tuesday night. I love gammon. You can't go wrong with gammon, egg and chips." While his mother has famously eaten largely the same meal of steamed fish and vegetables for decades, his father is a dab hand in the kitchen, so the gammon and chips may be something he whipped up for the children. Explaining how he was preparing the gammon, Roux said that he wanted to get some color on the meat, just to mark it. He then mixed Brooklyn's sauce with some maple syrup in another pan, before drizzling it on the meat and glazing it in the oven. Roux served the gammon with a fried egg and shoestring fries, admitting he was at the point of OCD, where he wants something to look good to the eye. He said, "You know, that's the artistic bit of me, isn't it? I suppose." Once the finished dish was revealed, Roux claimed that it would be a hot seller, and had no doubt that it would be flying out of the kitchen. Brooklyn then pointedly quipped, "I'm definitely going to just come to London to have that," which seemed like a dig at his estranged family. Roux added, "And a pint," before the unlikely pairing were seen perched at the bar tucking into their meals with a Guinness. Earlier this week, Brooklyn returned to sharing his Instagram cookery videos, in the wake of criticism over his last video earlier this month. He took to social media on Sunday to share a video instructing fans on how to make a simple pasta sauce, just weeks after he was slammed by celebrity chef Aldo Zilli for burning bacon in his spaghetti carbonara. Following Aldo's criticism, King Charles's former chef Darren McGrady reacted to Brooklyn's video, in which he was seen to be cooking pasta in seawater. Darren labeled the idea ridiculous and said Italians would be horrified. Aldo, 69, lambasted him, claiming Brooklyn had jumped on the bandwagon and needed a masterclass after burning the guanciale. In Sunday's video, he was seen speaking to the camera, saying, "Today I am going to make a simple tomato pasta," which led to a montage of his creation with Ashanti's 2002 hit Foolish playing over the top. It was not just his music taste, which was a nod to times gone by, as Brooklyn was sporting a t-shirt inspired by the Naughties. His white tee was adorned with the slogan "Jesus is my homeboy," a logo donned by the likes of Jessica Simpson, Pamela Anderson, Ben Affleck, Ashton Kutcher, and Brad Pitt at the height of the style's popularity. He was then seen presenting his dish to his wife Nicola Peltz, who shared a clip of her husband joining her poolside and saying, "Darling, do you want to try some? It is so good with this basil," before the duo said "I love you" to one another. She then shared another video of the dish, writing "Perfect Sunday" on top. Brooklyn seemed unfazed by his critics, after the cutting words about his cookery videos, which have often been met with mirth. On the topic of the meat at the time, he was forced to defend himself and commented, "Guanciale has a lot of sugar and that's why it's darker. I slow cooked it so it's not burned." Elsewhere, speaking to Heart Bingo, Darren McGrady explained that as well as running the risk of encountering bacteria and viruses, cooking pasta in seawater would also make the end result far too salty. Darren, who cooked for Queen Elizabeth II, Diana, Princess of Wales, King Charles, and Princes William and Harry for 15 years, also shared his simple technique for cooking pasta perfectly, and explained why you should never add olive oil. He said, "If you suggested this to an Italian, I think they would be horrified. To be honest, it's ridiculous. If you're cooking in seawater, it's going to be much salter than you need for pasta. It's going to have bacteria, viruses, all sorts of pollutants in there. It's not something anyone should do at home." Brooklyn's social media activity comes in the wake of his vow renewal, when he joined Nicola in a lavish ceremony 3 years after tying the knot. The couple wed for a second time on August 2nd in Westchester County in front of her family, with the Beckham clan nowhere in sight. The lack of his family's presence is the latest sign Brooklyn and Nicola have washed their hands of his family amid ongoing reports of a sad feud between the famously close unit. Now, sources close to the Beckhams claim the family didn't understand the need for Brooklyn and Nicola to renew their vows 3 years after tying the knot in 2022. A source told The Sun, they would understand if it was, say, 10 years down the line, maybe even 5. But 3? It seems like quite a gratuitous display of obscene wealth. Also, if Brooklyn wanted to create a really cute memory, why couldn't he have just let his family know their plans first? To be honest, although there have been moments of rapprochement, this hostility dates back to 2021, around 6 months before the original wedding. The dynamics have just never really gelled. Of course, David and Victoria want Brooklyn to be happy, and clearly he is wildly in love still. But a lot of people have been hurt. It is a sad situation, and everyone fears there is no way back now. It is done.